Hello everyone, this is Jim Okerzinski with your weekly screencast video. So, as we begin in week 10 in unit number 3, we're going to start moving away from some of the abstract thinking and the purpose of higher education, the yin and the yang between Murray and Unger. I hope everybody took the time to view the PBS NewsHour video. Offers some unique insights on what a certification process or a skills certification process might look like. So this week we have, again, a couple of discussion boards. As I mentioned probably last week, it's going to move quickly with a lot of content due to the topic of not only our proposal argument, but the actual proposal argument itself, and the fact that we are utilizing research for this, 3 outside sources. So I want to make sure that everybody's clear on the purpose and the voice on this essay. Much like essay number 2, where you had distinct purpose in that essay, developing certain voices, whether it's the introduction, the summary, inclusion, the rhetorical choices that you make in essay 3 are critical, because you will once again have an opening, a thesis-driven argument, and you have to present problem and solution. So therefore, your problem must be somewhat focused on a specific area in higher education. Our lecture videos in the next couple of weeks will talk about some of these topics that might lend themselves to an extended conversation. So, that being said, discussion board 12 is really critical, and I do want to get over to that discussion board. All right, discussion board 12 topics. Now, everybody in discussion board number 10 got a chance to write a little bit about some of the problems they've encountered. However, here we're going to take a more focused look, so you might have to look at something a little bit more broadly when you decide to write this post. Instead of dealing with maybe just COVID and what you're going through, look at some of the larger issues, right? You might want to dive into the chapter on the proposal argument in the textbook. Take a look at pages 38 to about 41, 42, where I do talk about how to define the proposal argument and identify a problem. It should be of consequence, manageable scale. You have to be able to do some research and talk about this at length, okay? So that is really kind of a critical component. So I do have a video here. It should be, I believe I talk about it as being an older Panopto video from last spring's class when we had to convert from in-person to online teaching in March. The content in the exercise in the PowerPoint still applies, so that's what I would be focused on. And as I say here, don't be confused by discussion board number 2. That's just the way it was in the spring when it was converted over. So I urge every one of you to kind of stop that video, look at the slide and the PowerPoint presentation, and execute those fast writing activities. So when I offer a question or a prompt, I urge you to write as much as you can for the 3 minutes, and then move on to the next prompt. This will give you a basis of how to really look at your problem. So you have to think of that problem. So this is significant and beginning to determine that significant problem you will write about in essay 3. So I want to be clear on that particular issue. So let me get back to the assignments. Once you've been able to, announcements I should say, let me get to discussions. Once you've been able to isolate that problem and write about it through the fast writing activity. Now remember, this is a fast writing activity, so it is okay to write badly. That's an important component here in that activity. And then discussion board 13 will all be about researching a topic and looking for sources to help you improve your thinking and expand your thinking on your research topic, your problem for essay number 3. Okay? So, and we'll talk about this in the lecture video this week about using Google and the library site. So once again, I am pointing back in discussion board 3, which is due on Friday, discussion board 13, I should say, due on Friday. Look at writing about problems and solutions, and that'll be the focus of this week's lecture video. So once again, just to emphasize that we are in the week 10, starting to narrow your thinking into a problem, okay, a problem. For example, you look at a bunch of the video in itself for discussion board number 12 should give you plenty of ideas to think about a problem in higher education that you can find to be researchable, and then you'll be able to write about it, all right? I'm working my way through essay number 2. I should have those wrapped up in the next 3 or 4 days, and then we'll have a discussion or perhaps maybe a special edition video about essay number 2 and then also the idea of revision, all right? Thank you and good luck and stay safe.